Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make a wish. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the sacred cave, the sacred space. Welcome in the elementals, earth, air, wind, fire, water, ether. Welcome in the elements, earth, air, earth, air, water, ether, earth, wind, fire, water, ether, whatever. So giving you a little smudge. This is a rose infused incense. So welcome, welcome. We have all of the elementals in the space. Hopefully this won't choke me out as it usually does. So we'll just put it back here. All of my journals right there. We are about halfway through this one, if not more. So welcome into this super cosmic conscious conversation. We're having coffee. So I've changed my morning routine a little bit and I actually made my coffee a lot bigger than normal. So we've got a big old cup of coffee with some organic soy milk, no funny business, and I actually used honey and maple syrup for my sweeteners. And yes, I'm not afraid of the sugars. I eat a lot of sugar, people. People. And I'm very healthy. I'm 49. I'm very healthy. And I eat a lot of fruit sugar. I eat a lot of natural sugar. I really don't consume a lot of processed sugars, okay? So be mindful of what you're putting into your sacred temple and into your vessel. So we'll see what wants to come through today. Just feeling into this energy. Been working through transmuting my own shit as well as my partners. And if you are on a sacred twin soul journey, you know 202 as I looked up. So that's no coincidence that I was saying that as I looked up and it was 202. So if you definitely resonate with being on a twin soul journey, I'm not talking about the pink fluffy stuff. I'm not like your twin souls coming to complete you bullshit. I'm not talking about that. It is an activation. It is a journey back to self first and foremost. But yes, it usually involves another human being in another form, in another vessel, okay? Especially right now, a lot of twin souls are incarnated together, whether you realize it or not. Some of you are in partnership now, and you've been going through the healing process. You had experienced a 3D partnership in your relationships, and then usually the feminine will go first, wakes up, and is activated and triggered by the masculine, and starts choosing her first and doing the work. And this is the feminine energy. Doesn't matter what physical vessel you're wearing, what other meat suit you're wearing, it's the feminine. So if you are the chaser, that's the feminine energy. If you're the runner, that's the masculine energy. So he's 5,000 miles away. He's been in Africa for almost a year doing stuff during this healing process for me as well as for him, whether he realizes it or not. So I can feel his energy, and the more online my psychic abilities, I'm already clairsentient, so I've always been very clear knowing and clear feeling, clear cognizance, and it's just a knowing. And about a specific time yesterday afternoon, I just knew I was carrying a little more that wasn't mine, and I finally just in the, getting closer to the evening, I'm like, just please team, I know this is not mine. He can take care of it. Like, I don't know what he's going through because he didn't communicate at all yesterday, which is fine. But I'm like, just, yes. So a lot of the feminines, if you resonate, you feel the masculine because you are the frequency holder. I found this through this journey personally, that and you may resonate with this, also be transmuting more than just your own stuff. Like, you're doing it all. Like, you're doing the heavy fucking lifting. You're doing the heavy excavating. I'm not saying that they're not doing the work, but I'm saying you are doing the majority of the excavating of the healing work. Not just in that sacred partnership, but your own shit, generational shit, collective shit. You just, if you know, you know. And I'm like, I'm just like, take it. Like, I'm fucking done. I don't need to feel this right now. I literally felt like I was ran over by a truck. That wasn't my own stuff. So it is what it is. But awareness, knowledge, power. So if you feel that way, call your power back and say, yeah, no, they can handle this. they can wear their big person pants and they can feel their feels and go through their shit 505. And I'm not saying that they're not, but you might be feeling the majority of it because you're also here to help them transmute it, because you're deeply empathic. You know how to work with your frequency and energy. I guess maybe that was the answer. So yeah, so I'm gonna try and finish my coffee before it gets cold. So I didn't know that's how the conversation, like I said, I have stuff written down. I'm guided to share. It comes through channels either in the morning, the night before. It comes through downloads or information to get me curious and go down a direction, and I'm guided to share and get more information to share with you. I write it, and then from reading it, I also am channeling information. So welcome. This is day 102, who'd have thought, of FreQSpeak, sharing my real, raw frequency and energy in all of its real, raw, messy, authentic, magical, magnificent, magnetic ways that it is. I've said this since the beginning. If you've been here from the beginning, thank you for hanging out with me, hanging out with all the rambling, squirreling conversations. That means you're in resonance with my frequency, my energy, my journey, my information, whatever it is that I'm here guided to share on a day-to-day basis. Again, there's no plans, like I said, outside of just sharing journal stuff or doing card pulls or sharing light language. I don't plan, I don't script, I don't edit, I don't do anything. And 99.9% of the time, I do not watch my videos, literally, unless it's like a light language video or a card pull video. But typically the only videos I rewatch is if I'm guided to listen to my own light language. These videos, I've maybe listened to 1 or 2 out of 102 because I was guided to re-listen, not to like edit or fix. It was just to hear whatever messages came through, because I will have these conversations with you beautiful souls and I don't really remember what I talked about. That's what a verbal channel is. I've been doing this my entire life, and I become more aware of it towards the end of my health and wellness journey, when I was working as a personal trainer, group fitness instructor, health and wellness, holistic health and wellness coach, nutritional coach. I knew that when I became more and more aware of my frequency and energy, and that I would just get into these streams of consciousness, it's a flow state. I'm in flow state pretty much all day long. I don't do anything special to get into a flow state. I don't do a meditation. I just breathe. I become present, and I don't force to become a flow state. I try to live in a flow state, 744 on the timer every single moment. Perfect? No, I'm human. I'm having a human experience. But when you become more aware of your frequency and energy and becoming more in flow and be in this flow state, the magic just comes out. Like, especially with clients, I would just say the right things, the right time, and someone would ask me, well, how did that go? What did you guys talk about? And I'm like, I have no idea. Unless you record it, I have no idea. I have no idea. So I highly recommend, if you see an intuitive, you see a card reader, personally, one-on-one, it's almost record it, because you're not going to remember it. You can write it down all you want. You can interpret it, record it. Get permission and record it, because you can go back and hear it differently, because you're being in the present moment as you're having the experience. But when you re-listen to it, then you're experiencing it differently and hearing things differently. Okay? So these tools are very vital, I think. Like, I'm getting to the point, like with me doing Reiki, we had this conversation with Reiki Share, like we should just record when Tanya's doing Reiki, because when Tanya's doing Reiki, she's more than likely going to be speaking light language. Because that's what's been coming through, is the way I practice Reiki, in the way the teams work with me is through frequency and energy, as it all is. Reiki is frequency and energy, is energy work. But to incorporate that, it's also with light language. And it's been so different each time I've done that with each person. And sometimes it's all light language, sometimes it's a little bit of light language. It's whatever they're needing, the group in the room is needing in that now present moment. Because remember, if you're in a group setting like that, everyone's receiving whatever they're meant to receive in accordance to whatever their highest and their team knows that they were ready to receive. That's just the way it works. That's why humans activate humans. That's why humans wake up other humans. That's why we're here. Right? That's why I've been here many, 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 many times, over and 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 over again. It's time for retirement. I don't listen to Elizabeth April stuff all the time anymore because I just don't resonate with all of it. But her 2 videos last night were highly resonant. Like, I'm just ready. It's time to retire. Whether you were out doing the work or you're just under the veil in a cave doing the work, it's time to retire. Ancient ones, it's time to retire. Retire starseeds, light workers, light warriors, grid workers. But retire in the way that we pass the baton and now we work, we vacation and we work because we want to and because it's fun, right? Getting paid to exist type of work. Like, bring on the vacation. I want to be doing content on a beach somewhere. I want to be doing content in Bali. I want to be doing content in Hawaii. I want to be doing content on the go. So when I joined the grid, the Lightweaver, the Lightweavers Global Live on Sunday, on the go, like not in front of a camera, in a studio, in an office, but on the go. Real, raw, messy, glitchy, authentic. That's how I want to do this. Goosebumps, holy hell, thank you. I'm gonna cry. That's how I want to share content. That's how I want to share my frequency and energy with the collective here through social media, but also just enjoying and living life real, raw, messy, authentic, glitchy, going with the flow, being in the flow all of the time. I've been crying so much, so just bear with me. I don't apologize for crying. So I cry, I let it out, I scream, I shout, scream, shout, let it all out. Real, raw, messy. You know, when I heard Courtney's video this morning, 1155, she kept saying cringe. And like, who gives a fuck if it's cringe? I give 0 fucks. give 0 fucks. And during this healing process, that was one of the most powerful things, is one, calling my power back many, many times from people, places, things, timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen, time and time again. Calling my power back from wherever I fragmented myself due to all of the dark, nefarious, ugly attacks that I've had my entire life. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because that's a story for another day. But I never understood this. It was like the ego wanting to say cringe. Like, who gives a fuck? If you want to hit record and share a super exciting video and your hair hasn't been washed in 4 days, who gives a fuck? If you're in your PJs, who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. I thought it was hilarious because when I started doing this content, I gave 0 fucks. The main thing says I was just going to hit record and post it. Like, not even rewatch it, because the ego gets too fucking involved. And I guess if I was a little ahead of the game, kudos on me, pat on my back. Because I can't even imagine sitting down and trying to edit a video. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yesterday, my son was here, being very loud during my videos. So if you saw those, it was slightly triggering for me, maybe for you as well. But I forgot to mention black dragons are significant. Please go look at, because he's been very into how to train a dragon. So we know the dragons are coming through. He's been talking about his dragon, Aurora. She's a red dragon. Mine that came in a last month, January. January. She was a crystalline, a white pearlescent, like crystalline rainbow, like that white pearly, crystalline rainbowy type dragon. The Sophia dragon is what came through. But he's been really into watching How to Train a Dragon, so he has a toothless. And so that's what that was. And I forgot to mention that dragons are going to be significant. So please go look at what a black dragon signifies. Spiritual meaning behind a black dragon. So when I sat down, that dropped in. I'm like, oh hell, I should have mentioned that. But I was guided to mention it today, not yesterday. I was meant to feel into the feels of what he was triggering. 1414 on the timer. So now I'm here, 14 minutes in, having a conversation about what? Life, the journey. You haven't even got to this stuff yet. Having my coffee. Hopefully, if you have coffee. Enjoy it. Again, be mindful. Make sure it's organic. Be mindful. So, what came through with the code for the week? So, activation with JJ Brighton. Go check her stuff out. Amazing. Very resonant. Soul fam. her light language has changed my life. Her light language has activated me in so many ways, as it was meant to. This entire journey. Listened to some of it last night. Yeah. Puts me in a space that I can't even describe. My nose is just, sorry. I will apologize for that, but again, I don't edit it out. I keep it real, raw, and messy. So the quantum rest was the key code for the week. So key codes in general, and then the key code was quantum rest. And I just love her stuff. And what I've been doing, like I said, is just getting curious and getting more information and seeing what I can, what is created in the quantum with this information. So what this is, so what I'm going to do, all right, I'm going to explain quantum rest, spiritual rest, and key code. And then we'll go into what was co-created out of that, 1555. So 333 is going to be significant as a key code for you as well, beautiful souls. Black dragons, like I said. 54321, what came through this morning on my drive to school. So I saw 333 different times, 11, of course. And today is February 24th, 2026. All videos are timeless, always being received for your highest and best good through divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, divine wisdom, divine knowledge, and divine remembrance. Okay, I'm here to remind you who you are through frequency and energy. Not necessarily through the words, but maybe through the words, but I'm here to remind you who you are through you receiving my frequency, my energy, my flavor, my color, my essence. What color do you see with me? Can you see color? Can you see aura? What color do you see today? All right. So the key code, quantum rest. Hit so home. And a lot of us need to hear this, especially right now. Okay. So the quantum, sudden shift in consciousness, a leap beyond linear time, movement between energetic states, the field of infinite potential. All right. Quantum is sometimes associated with quantum physics, like that quantum physics concepts polarized in spiritual circles. Okay. Quantum implies transformation that happens, I'm going to do a snap. Can't snap with my left hand. Instantaneously. So quantum implies transformation instantaneously, like flicking the light on. Like literally going from here to here right now. Okay, those quantum leaps. Okay, transformation that happens instantly rather than over time. Okay, so rest, spiritual rest, deep surrender, returning to the stillness, to the void state before the manifestations. It's the union with the divine presence, your higher self, source, creator, the universe. It's that inner silence beyond your thoughts, okay? It's not just physical sleep. So rest isn't just about physical sleep, okay? Tiger's eye might be significant and beneficial as well. Clear quartz, selenite, not selenite. Selenite might be significant. Blue calcite, clear quartz, and ammonite. Tiger's eye. Get you some. See what feels in resonance. Might be beneficial. All right, so rest is not just sleep. It's the return to your original source energy. So going into the spiritual rest, like it's a deep surrender, returning to your stillness. I have a very constant high frequency. I can hear the field now a lot more. I can feel the field. So I'm buzzing most of the time, tingling, or hearing, because my clear audience is like through the roof. I hear just frequency. The best way is I can describe that for some of you that might be wondering, outside of just the toning changes. It's like if you're walking underneath, because I walk like in nature, but sometimes unfortunately in a few places they have those huge electrical towers, and you can just hear the zzz. So it's almost like that. So that's for somebody. All right, so remember, the rest isn't just physical sleep, or it's your return to your original source energy, and that's through deep surrender, returning to stillness, returning to that void state before any manifestations. It's that union, that reunion and union with your divine presence, your higher self, source, the creator, mother, father, God, and that inner silence beyond your thoughts. So the key code, what is a key code? Because I always say signs, synchronicities, and key codes. So what's a key code? Sometimes you know what a sign is, you know what a synchronicity is, okay? Those are those clues. Those clues in your treasure hunt, you know, from the treasure map that you're using from your quantum heart. your quantum compass. You're using your quantum compass to direct you through this scavenger hunt, through this treasure hunt, okay? The key code, when I say key code, it's an ancient, oh sorry, didn't say that for a minute. I said ancient for a reason. So I said it's an ancient activation sequence, a spiritual password, in parentheses, a clue. It's a vibrational frequency that unlocks higher awareness. Okay? It's hidden knowledge embodied in consciousness. It implies access to something that opens a gateway. Okay? So, I'm going to say that again. It's an activation sequence, a spiritual password / clue. It's a vibrational frequency that unlocks higher awareness, hidden knowledge embodied in consciousness. All right, and it implies access. I can't speak today. I apologize. Something that opens a gateway. So again, it could be a frequency, a sound. It could be a word like quantum. It could just be something that activates a sequence of events that unlocks. It opens passwords, clues, keys. Okay. So a spiritual activation. All right, for quantum rest key code, a spiritual activation that allows a person to enter a deep state of divine stillness where instantaneous transformation and higher awareness becomes accessible. Okay? The energetic frequency that unlocks rapid spiritual awakening through surrender and inner silence. Okay? It's entering the void state, that sacred space, that cosmic womb. Okay? To rest your energetic blueprint. So, do you resonate? Have you been there? Me too. Blue's significant. That's like that. Archangel Michael. Definitely resonant with Archangel Michael here for some of you. That's confirmation. All right, so entering the void to rest your energetic blueprint. Assessing higher timelines through meditation. A consciousness reset button. So that quantum rest key code, a consciousness reset. So if you haven't heard this, 222 on the timer, 2222, we have gone through a massive quantum conscious reset recently, okay? Many people are talking about it. So when this came up, I was like, on point. So the moment where ego dissolves and the soul's awareness is able to expand. Okay? All right. Quantum rest key code is the hush between the heartbeats, where the universe inhales and forgets its own name. It is the doorway made of silence, the soft collapse of noise, into the luminous still point. Quantum, not distance, but a leap of becoming. It's a leap of becoming. Not time, but the unraveling of it. A sudden remembering you were never separate from the field of the stars breathing inside of you. Rest, not sleep, but surrender. The holy undoing, the gentle laying down of energy. Sorry, can't read my own handwriting sometimes. The gentle laying down of every mask, every mission. This is a must. It is a must. A gentle laying down of every mask and every mission. It is a must. It is time to retire, beautiful soul. Unless you're a new starseed, so welcome. But if you resonate, more than likely you've been here many times and you're tired. Your soul's tired. All right. Key code, a vibration hidden in your bones. A sacred sequence humming beneath thought. Not space, but felt, not learned, but recognized. Okay? When activated, the walls between the moments thin. Past and future bow. Bow. Take a bow. Which is funny because I was listening to something and I knew that there was a key code in there because I was listening to another video this morning that says it's time to take a bow. The curtain's ripped back. It's time to take your bow. Identity softens. Light rearranges itself all around your yes. So it's again going back to saying yes when it's a hell yes and saying no when it's a hell no. And if it's not in either one of those, it's a maybe in the future, I'll know then and when, through resonance, all right? The quantum rest key code is the return to your 0 point of your soul, where nothing is forced and everything becomes possible. It is the quiet command, be still and remember who is dreaming you. And then I went down the rabbit hole of who is dreaming you? Who is doing the dreaming? Who is dreaming you? Who is dreaming me? And who is the dreamer of the dream? Let that blow your mind. So at the end of this co-creation that I came up with this quantum rest key code for the week from JJ. So thank you, JJ, for that. All right. And with like who, and remember who is dreaming you. And then I'm like, well, what is dreaming me? Who is the dreamer of the dream? I don't go too deep in this type of stuff. Like if it comes up, then I'm like, oh, okay. But I literally don't go too deep down the philosophy. I don't really try that because it makes my brain hurt. All right, so yeah. So if you felt like you've been here on a mission and a half, whether you realize it or not, just through life experiences, 2626 on the timer, which is 88. So 88s are significant as well. I need to write that down because that also came through as a key code for me this morning. So the videos that my team has placed in front of my awareness this morning is not like little bits of key codes. It's like, are you specifically doing this reading for me? Because like all of the signs, synchronicities, and key codes are in alignment. And sometimes you'll know that outside of just like knowing in resonance that this message is for you, then you get like spiritual confirmations, which is fun because it's like, oh yeah, like one was Donald Duck, and like literally last night I moved my kiddo's Donald Duck from his bed to his windowsill. I'm like, okay, mention the state I'm in. I've never had a reader online mention my name or the state. So it was just like, my team knows I'm frustrated. They do. They're laughing. They know I'm frustrated. I woke up last night, so I want to share this too, as we're almost 30 minutes in this video, so thanks for hanging out. It's always fun and it always goes by so fast, and I'm like, oh, okay, might need to do another video. So what I woke up around 4:23 a.m. Let me just do the math on that because I wrote it down and I just like, so 4, 5, 7, 9. So that's a 9. So what came through was Spiritual Witness Protection Program. All right. I think I heard this a long time ago. I don't know where I heard it. I heard it in something. So like I woke up and it dropped in like, you've been in a spiritual witness protection program. Like I've heard messages that I've been hidden in plain sight, like this whole awakening process. So that might resonate. Okay. You've had a lifestyle, like, it's like, I don't even know what I could compare that to, Spirit. Is there anything we could compare? Like the pauper and the prince. I know that was a switch, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of if there's definitely something, I just can't think of it right now. Where you've been hidden in plain sight. So Spiritual Witness Protection Program dropped in. And then I go, okay, I've been in this space for 10 years. Like literally in February of 2015, I've been here. So I know that Source is going to move me out of this space at some point. I just didn't know how or when. And that's been a patience thing too as well. So I'm in a ground level apartment. So right, so that's, I'm underground basically. I sleep underground. Like, no joke, this is my sacred cave. Something just came through. I don't know if you saw that. Elementals, the fairies, they're all here. All right. And I know that Gaia, I'm very connected to Gaia. I've got a lot of trees outside of my complex, and I have a nice yard where I hang out with my squirrels and the birds and stuff. And I'm just laying there thinking, when I heard this, I'm like, yes, ground level apartment. I've been underground, hidden, protected. So this is a form of protection as well. Like, the elementals in Gaia have been protecting me this entire time as well. All right. All of the elemental spirits inside my sacred space, like literally, like I'm not kidding. Like I have these little like different trinkets. I showed you some the other day, you know, outside of the stuff I purchased, but the stuff I just brought in. And then I went to getting the image of the Little Mermaid. So mermaids might be significant. All right. And how she had her cavern, her treasures, her sacred cavern of treasures and collections. So, you know, this is kind of like this stream of consciousness that was coming through 4:23 this morning. And so I dictated it in my phone so I could rewrite it. All right. So I've been in my sacred underground cave, heavily cloaked. I almost said heavenly cloaked, which would make perfect sense. Heavenly and heavily cloaked and veiled for protection. And then it went to, like, again, that hidden in plain sight. And then if you remember the Harry Potter movies where he had the cloak of invisibility, where he was basically, he could see everything outside of him, but no one could see him, even though he was in the room, if that makes sense. Okay. So then I was listening to the messages that I was receiving this morning that came up in my algorithm that I was very guided to listen to. Yeah, then everything just started lining up. The music, the signs, the synchronicities, the key codes, Rihanna's Shine Like a Diamond, Take a Bow, and then Sarah McLachlan's, because I keep getting, what movie is that with Meg Ryan and, is it John Travolta? Angels, I can't think of it. What is it? Come on, team, what is it? What is it? We Know He Falls. All right, so that song. Wrapped in the Arms of an Angel. So you might be very connected to the angelic realm, as I am. Again, Archangel Michael, for sure. Raphael, Gabriel, Azrael, Haniel, all of them. Like, I'm just learning. I know, like, awareness of them. But you might resonate with that as well as being just a key code and sign and synchronicity. All right. So I'm going to show you this before we go. I drew this on the 2-2 portal. So please just take what resonates and see what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel, know what you know. This is some light language that I did on the 2-2-2 portal. So I'm guided to share this with you beautiful souls. You can take a screenshot of it. I'll try to put it where it would be accessible for a screenshot, and then you can just kind of assess whether it's a whole message or if you receive a message from each particular symbol. So I've had my mentor, she actually can almost translate specific symbols. She can do that. So I was guided to give her some a while ago for her own, like, she can, I think she, when I'm doing Reiki with her, she can't remember it, but while I'm doing the Reiki, it's being translated in her head, which is fascinating. I said, we'll have to figure out how to see if we're able to translate it anywhere. I think at some point I did hear too that we are, because so many people are coming online with their light language, that we will have a way to translate spoken light language and written light language at some point in the future. Again, we'll see. There's going to be a lot of stuff being revealed, like I said. So just, it's time to retire. It's time to get paid to exist, right? Especially if you've been in the the spiritual witness protection program. I truly believe this, and like I said, I've resonated with this since the very first time I heard that, and especially with that message last night that came through in that video, where if you have been attacked and taken out and killed in every lifetime for being who you are, standing in your truth, practicing your practices, doing your thing, it would not surprise me that if you've been attacked and attacked lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and this is the lifetime where you're really meant to stand up and to shine and to really create that ripple effect, that sonic boom type effect in the most positive way, that you probably more than likely resonate with being cloaked or veiled or in some form of spiritual witness protection program. And whether you realized it or not. Like, I had no clue until the past, you know, year and a half, 2 years. And then when these information, it's like in resonance. And then I double check with my pendulum. I connect, because I just like confirmation even more. Like, it seems like, how much more confirmation do you want? Because it's fun. And I don't take it one way or the other. I just like, okay, cool. All right, I already know. Like, when I go in for a reading, she's like, why are you here? Why are you here? You already know. You already know the answers to your questions. You already know. So, thanks for hanging out. Hanging out, receiving the message, the frequency, the energy, the flavor, the color, co-creating with me and the team. And as always, we will see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.